I'm worried. I'm really worried about the iPhone 16, and I'm starting to think I may have a difficult choice to make come this September. But maybe there's also some hope for the future, or maybe I'll see the iPhone of my dreams. So we've been hearing in the rumor mill for a while now that the iPhone 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max are going to increase in screen size this year. And yeah, this is something that doesn't happen every year. The last time the iPhone increased in screen size was the iPhone 12. And I don't know if it's because I'm dumb or I didn't take a look at how small the bezels are already on the iPhone 15 Pro, but I assumed that when Apple made these screen sizes bigger, they were just going to reduce the bezels further, resulting in a phone with around the same dimensions, but a physically larger screen size. But yeah, if you look at the iPhone 15 Pro Max, there's really not much room to shave off here. I mean, there's just the tiniest bit of black bezel left. And the rumors for this year is that the iPhone 16 Pro is going to go up in size from a 6.1 inch display to a 6.3 inch display. But then the Pro Max model, the one I use, is moving up from 6.7 inches to 6.9 inches, almost a 7-inch phone. Now I get it, people want larger display sizes. I know I'm one of the only people that like the iPhone mini. And for the most part, listen, I'm on board with that. I also chose the larger screen size, iPhone 15 Pro Max, primarily because I like the bigger battery size. It lets me use it a lot longer than the regular size model. I also loved this year's model in particular because it got a nice weight reduction on the Pro Max model, or really all the Pro models with the new titanium frame, and it actually felt like a nice, comfortable phone for me to hold. But here's where I'm a little worried. I already think the 15 Pro Max is a little too big for my liking, but I kind of put up, with the size of this device because I like the bigger battery. And at least this year, it also came with an exclusive 5x camera lens, which I kind of wanted. So when I saw this new leak on the exact physical sizing for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, I audibly said, "Oh no," because the physical dimensions on this phone are getting even bigger than this. Now, I know you can look at this picture and go, "Greg, stop being overdramatic. It's just a small increase in size. It is barely noticeable." And you know what? It is a small increase. But I already feel like I'm at the upper limit of what I'm comfortable putting up with in my pocket on my iPhone 15 Pro Max. I look at this size and I'm just reminded of, those phrases. The straw that broke the camel's back, or death by 1,000 paper cuts. I think we're really at the point now where even the smallest change in size on an iPhone model could suddenly make it too big. And I say this using my own experience and personal preference too, that this model just might be too big for me to consider. Now, the great thing with these iPhones is that there are two sizes, and Apple will make a smaller iPhone that's actually going to go up in screen size to 6.3 inches, which, hey, you know what? That might actually be a pretty good middle ground for me, considering, I was already on the edge of what I was willing to tolerate with the sizing on the 15 Pro Max. And yeah, going down in size, getting a larger display than the previous 6.1 inch model, yeah, maybe that's a good trade-off for me. Maybe I might actually enjoy going for that model. However, the part of me worries still. I'm full of anxiety. I'm worrying right now about everything in the world. But when we're talking about iPhones, what I currently love about my 15 Pro Max, again, is not the screen size. I can do without that. It's the benefits that come from owning a larger phone model, namely the battery life. The primary reason why I've opted for the larger size iPhone for the past 5 years has been to get the extended battery life that the larger model offers. And now, I even read a rumor this morning saying that the 16 Pro Max was exclusively going to get a big battery boost this year with the longest battery life in an iPhone ever, with a new battery cell that will increase energy density. Furthermore, this battery cell will use a stainless steel case that will result in better thermal performance. And this is apparently not rumored for that normal iPhone 16 Pro model, which always seems to kind of get left behind and forgotten. Apparently, Ming-Chi Kuo says this is going to be exclusive to the Pro Max model, and Apple is only putting it in one model this year to see how this new battery design performs. And if it does well, it will bring this design over to every iPhone model for the iPhone 17. Now, it stands to reason that the 6.3-inch Pro model, even if it doesn't get this new battery tech, because it's getting a tad bit larger, right? Apple could fit in a larger physical battery than usual. but I'm not sure if it will be enough compared to what I'm using now. It might not match the battery size of my Pro Max, and it might not receive the rumored battery boost or battery life that the 16 Pro Max is rumored to receive. I'm also worried that I might lose out on other exclusive features, like an exclusive camera feature that might make its way over to the larger model. Last year, only the 15 Pro Max received the new 5x camera lens, while the 15 Pro stuck with the older 3x lens. Now, both phones this year are thankfully rumored to include that new 5x camera lens, so I won't have to make a decision there. And hey, both phones are also rumored to receive an upgrade to the ultra-wide-angle camera with a new 48 megapixel resolution, which should really bump up the quality of the ultra-wide-angle camera in general. That's great. So for the most part, it seems like this year, both phones will get the same camera lenses and abilities. But then there comes that one rumor that you see floating around where the Pro Max might also gain another edge this year with exclusive technology. And this comes from 9to5Mac, and apparently the iPhone 16 Pro will be using Sony's latest stacked sensor tech. This sensor can apparently separate out photodiodes from pixel transistors. I have no idea what the hell that means, which are normally combined into a single layer. This would allow the photodiodes themselves, the part that captures the light, to be larger for the same pixel size. Then this sensor would basically capture twice as much light compared to other camera sensors. With one of the rumors for this feature noting that it may be exclusive to the Pro Max model, so I read something like this and see improvements that this new sensor tech could bring into capturing more light, and if it is indeed exclusive to that bigger Pro Max model, again, it's one of those things where you look at both models and you kind of feel like you're missing out. You feel like you're being punished by going for the smaller phone size. I know. It is a first world problem. We have so many problems, right? And I'm highly aware of that, but hey, I cover tech. It's what I'm interested in. It's what I'm excited about. I know there are people that watch my videos that agree with me, right? They prefer the smaller size iPhone models, but they hate that the bigger iPhones get all of the extra love and all of these exclusive features. There were people that would have probably bought a mini if it had all the features that the Pro models had. And you're watching a tech channel. I get to complain about this stuff. You can't complain that I'm complaining about this. Well, you can complain. We can all complain. It's our right to complain. Anyway, I hope at least now, with the regular Pro model moving up in size as well, that Apple will have enough room in both models to fit in the same exact feature set. And maybe the only difference being that the iPhone 16 Pro loses out on some battery life compared to the bigger Max model, and hey, as a compromise, I'll be completely fine with that. As long as we get maybe an hour, maybe 2 more hours of battery life over what we have with the regular iPhone 15 Pro. Just saying, that would be great. And hey, just a general thing about the iPhone 16 lineup in general. I'm a little concerned about the rumor for the Pro model switching the titanium frame from the current matte finish that it has now to a polished titanium frame. Like, the stainless steel phone was a little slippery. So if that polished look to the titanium makes this more slippery, like this is so comfortable. This doesn't slip out of your hands, like the matte feeling. It feels so grippy. I don't want to go back to that. Even if it looks a little shinier, I don't think it's worth it. I think this design is the one to stick with. So I just think that'd be a general mistake if they try and emulate the stainless steel models with this titanium material. Use the titanium advantage you have here. This is a great material. I love it. I would say if anyone at Apple is listening, don't do this. Do what I want. But let's be honest, Apple isn't watching this channel. The people who work at Apple, they're smarter than me. And their decision's already made. They don't need to listen to me. Well, maybe, because apparently there is someone behind me at Apple because of this recent rumor for the iPhone 17 Slim model, which apparently is going to be a premium model over the iPhone 17 Pros. And it's going to feature, according to the rumors, a 6.6-inch display that is going to focus on a super slim, lightweight design with features and capabilities that go beyond the Pro Max model. And the rumors are that the camera cutout is going to get even smaller. Or dare I say, perhaps this is when Apple finally puts the camera tech behind the display. I only say that because these rumors about a 17 Slim model are pitched as a major design change, like the biggest design change since the iPhone X. And if Apple is going for an expensive, radical design, I would wager that this 17 Slim model, whatever they end up calling it, would be the first true all-screen iPhone with no cutouts. and that has me excited. But unfortunately, I'll have to wait until next year in 2025 before I get my dream phone. For this year, I may have to settle for less than my ideal form factor. Overall though, besides my concerns for this year, the other rumored upgrades sound nice, right? Both phones are going to be getting an even more powerful A18 Pro chip that's going to focus on new AI features, a 20% brighter display, possibly a new anti-reflective display coating, finally, Wi-Fi 7, a new capture button on the phone for quick access to taking photos and zooming functionality, and upgrades to the camera sensor, as well as a 48 megapixel resolution on the ultra wide angle lens. But now I need to know in the comments below, is anyone out there using a 15 Pro Max that feels just like me? Like, is this the limit of how big this phone should be? And do you plan on switching to the new, smaller 6.3-inch size like me if this turns out to be true? Or do you think I'm crazy and that we should just make phones bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and who cares, right? Just carry an iPad in your pocket. And what do you think about this iPhone 17 Slim model? What, do you like it? Do you like the idea of an even more expensive iPhone? Do you think they'll make it all screen? Put the most advanced tech in there? It's kind of exciting, right? So hopefully you liked this video. If you did, leave me a like. If you want to see more, make sure you're subscribed. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. And you got to stick around at least until September, because when the phones launch this fall, you got to see if I actually stuck with my word and got the smaller 16 Pro, or if I was flip-flopping and got the Max. I think I'm going to go for the smaller one though.